Space, the great expanse, the dark void. All of these are names to describe what lies beyond the confines of planet Earth. Since the dawn of mankind, we have looked up and tried to make sense of the infinite darkness that surrounds our world. Over the years, thanks to the hard work of many great scientists, we have begun to develop a greater understanding of this universe we have found ourselves existing in. This knowledge has shown us a glimpse of the terrifyingly complex nature of reality. The fear of the unknown is one of humanity's greatest fears. There are a vast amount of unexplored areas of science that could yield discoveries that at this moment we are unable to comprehend. Compared to the vastness of space, we are on one small terrestrial world in a galaxy filled with approximately 6 billion Earth-like worlds. Our place in the universe may be of very little significance, yet we grip tightly to the idea that our species is somehow more superior than all of the others on this world. Even though we may have more superior intelligence, we are nature. We are a natural occurrence. How common of an occurrence life is, let alone intelligent life, is still up for debate. It is statistically likely that other life exists out there, and this is a terrifying prospect to some, as it may disrupt their worldviews, or pile up evidence for the fact that humans are in no way superior, and the only intelligence in the universe. Why does the prospect of existing on a floating rock in a potentially infinite cosmos strike existential terror in the hearts of so many around the globe? We are afraid that this means that our lives have no meaning, but this should have the complete opposite effect. We exist in such a complex environment, where everything outside of the confines of the planet we are biologically designed to live on can kill us. We have still yet to piece together how exactly life came to be, but we know that we came from stars, which is very insane, and have created an ever-growing and expanding society. If there is no meaning there, then I don't know what you are looking for. The image of the pale blue dot, which was taken by the Voyager 1 probe at the behest of Carl Sagan, is a perspective-shifting image of Earth from 6 billion kilometers away. It shows Earth as a tiny pale blue dot suspended in a sunbeam. It shows us how truly tiny we are compared to the grand scale of the cosmos. All of the struggles of humanity, the trials and tribulations, all took place on this tiny planet in a very large universe. We can see the futility of all of our interspecies conflicts. It is quite clear that for our species to survive long term and progress into a spacefaring civilization, we must face our small and fragile stature in the universe, and work past our issues to give humanity the best shot. The distances between star systems are unfathomably large. The distance to the closest star is approximately 24 trillion miles, which is 4.2 light years. Now think, this is just the closest star. These distances are also so mind-blowing because when we are observing stars in our galaxy and other galaxies in the universe, we are seeing them as they were, not as they are now. Stars that are thousands of light years away may no longer be there, but from our perspective, they are. This is thanks to the relativistic nature of space. When you find yourself looking up at the night sky, you are in fact looking at a live feed of the past. You are in a sense a time traveller who can see galaxies as they were just after the Big Bang. The fact that this universe began from nothing perplexes our minds and makes us ponder on how does something come from nothing? Was there just one Big Bang, or has there been many, and we are just one universe out of many that have existed in a sort of cycle? Or are we one of many in a sort of multiverse? Or is the universe potentially an infinite plane, which has other realities that exist on it? We know if the universe is in fact infinite, then if we leave the planet and travel in the same direction for a certain period of time, we will eventually come across Earth again. We would be able to find ourselves, but your experience would be entirely different or slightly different to theirs, but they are still you, and you are still them. This is something that can be very terrifying to people. You may not be the only you out there. There may be an infinite amount of yous. So how special can you really be in this case? Meaning is something that is subjective and a spectrum. To me, meaning is different to you. It is different for most people around the globe. Space is something that throws a wrench in many people's perceptions of their meaning. All of what I have stated throughout this video does not mean that life lacks meaning. You exist, and that in itself is mind-bending, because imagine all of the scenarios that had to take place over the years for you to exist. Many of our ancestors will have survived seemingly unsurvivable encounters to then go on and have children, and so on and so forth. Learning facts about space, as well as theories and speculations, reminds us of how little we know about the universe. But what we do know already seems so insane to us, because we have had no reference point of understanding about space since before the 20th century. That's when our greater understanding of what lies beyond Earth started to progress. There is so much for our species to learn, and so many interesting places that we may eventually be able to visit. I learned from a coach of mine that when you are afraid, you can turn that into excitement. So don't let this information fill you with existential dread. But if you do, turn it into existential excitement. So in conclusion, we find the unknown terrifying. We are a species that likes to control everything. This is why we have made so much progression over recent history, because in science, when we answer one question, 5 new sub-questions arise. We are afraid that our place in the universe isn't secure, and that we will become a victim of our environment. The vastness of the universe could be filled with unknown horrors. We could exist in an entirely hostile universe, or our universe could come to an end at any given moment because of false vacuum decay. When peering into the unknown, we reflect and analyze ourselves and what we are working towards. So it's safe to say that our universe is a complex one, and many aspects of our universe may forever remain unanswered. Thank you all so very, very much for watching. I really appreciate you all for sticking by and listening to this video about why space is so terrifying to humans. I may create a longer video and discuss it in a podcast kind of format because it is a very interesting subject. We all find our environment that we exist in very, very perplexing and terrifying sometimes, but changing that into existential excitement really is a true one and something that you should try to do, and it really is great. What I was referencing to with my coach is for when you are like about to have a fight, because I'm a martial artist. When you're about to have a fight, what you do and you're feeling scared, like a little bit, afraid of what may come, what the outcome may be of this fight that you're about to have. You just turn that terror into excitement, and it's very actually easy to do that. And I've always said in most situations it's best to be like excited than afraid, because when you're afraid you can act rash, but also when you're excited you can act rash. So it's good to have a healthy balance. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think about why people are so terrified about space and about just the wider universe and everything that's outside of the confines of this planet, different worlds, different galaxies, potential alien civilizations and alien life, X, Y, and Z. Just let me know. Appreciate you all so very, very much. Make sure to like and subscribe, turn on the notification bell to stay up to date with the latest content on the channel. I really appreciate you so much. Peace out, my friends.